So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm driving the all-new 2022 Toyota Corolla Altis Hybrid GRS. This is the variant I have been asking for since I've driven the normal Altis. I have a review of that as well. Link of that will be in the description down below. Also, big disclaimer, sorry if this review is a bit shaky, the video, because I wasn't allowed to have my tripod in the car, but for safety purposes it's understandable, and I was only allowed to drive one Toyota only, and of course I picked this because it's a Corolla. I own a Corolla big body myself, and having driven the normal Corolla Altis hybrid, this is technically pretty much the same. However, this is the GRS kit. For me, this is one of the sexiest Toyotas at the moment. Not being biased because I own a Corolla big body. That's not the reason, okay? So, being a hybrid, I'm in electric mode again. And it will turn on and off once the battery needs charging. And yet, to be honest, the drive of this feels very similar to the non-GRS kit. And being the GRS now, how much is this, sir?
1,665,000.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a climb since you have the kit now, but I dig this interior. I mean, you get GR everywhere, the carpets, the new seats. This leather feels more on the durable side, but I mean, look at that. Red, white, black, perfect. This is kinda my spec. Like before, it will not go to pure EV mode if the battery isn't fully charged. To be honest, I do miss the Corolla Altis hybrid because, as I said, I own a Corolla big body, and having driven the non-GRS, I find that performance of both to be very impressive indeed. And since being a hybrid, the torque of this is pretty much instant as well. So here, slower paces around the traffic. This is where the Corolla GRS feels at home. I mean, it's a hybrid, and this car is meant to maximize fuel efficiency. But you got the GRS kit anyway, so you can make it act like a sports car if you want. And look, normal mode, just gonna floor it. Pickup of this is pretty insane. So this has the same power and torque with the non-GRS. Just put the figures here on screen. It feels exactly the same how it does. Power mode. 3 modes. There's normal, eco, and then power mode. So just put in power mode. Wow. Can hear the electric motor. Wow. And then the brakes. This is what I remembered from the Corolla Altis hybrid, the non-GRS. The brakes feel weird at times, but now, having driven this again with the same powertrain, I find the brakes little bit less intrusive for some reason only. Maybe because this has more sufficient charge than the one I've driven in Pasong Tamo. Oh my gosh. Yep, you can make it act like a Toyota TS050 hybrid Le Mans racer. It's that good. Usually when you add a kit, it tends to decrease ground clearance, but not surprisingly, not this one. It only eats up little, but going over here, rough parts, heavy potholes, didn't seem to make much of a difference, to be honest. Yeah, the brake feel, I keep going back to it, feels much better than the non-GRS. Maybe disclaimer only because of the state of charge of the battery. And throughout the driving modes, the steering feel does not change whatsoever. I love this thing. It sounds as well futuristic. This is also what I discovered. Now having the GRS kit, correct me if I'm wrong only, there's a little bit of sound insulation with the electric motor. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but I find this electric whirl, whatever you call it, just a bit better than the non-GRS. There, you can hear the electric motor now. It sounds way better. Wow. My case still stands with this non-GRS and this GRS Corolla Altis hybrid. Probably one of the best Corollas I've ever driven so far. If you do not include the Corolla GR, like the one in the USA, that's a completely different Corolla. But the one we get here in the Philippines, this and the Corolla Cross, by the way, this is pretty much stellar. hands down. Would I own one? Also, my case still stands from the previous review. I won't get the sedan. I'd rather get the Corolla Cross GRS hybrid. That's the one I would pick. Again, because I don't want to have two sedans side by side. And knowing that Corolla GRS exists, the hybrid as well, I think they will drive pretty much the same. Apart, you have a little bit stiffer suspension with the Corolla Cross, and the ground clearance is a little bit better. Of course, it's a SUV. Now, this is the crazy one. With my previous review of the Corolla Altis hybrid, I did 14.4 kilometers per liter, if not mistaken, or 14.1. I've been averaging 5 liters per 100 kilometers. Now, this is hands down one of the most fuel efficient cars I've ever driven. So, that concludes my review of the Toyota Corolla Altis Hybrid GRS. I'd like to thank
Noel.
Sir Noel over here of Toyota Manila Bay. His contact details will be in the description down below. And my brother here, Sir Freddy, I'm also Freddy, for making this test drive review possible. Also, shout out to Miss Mariel. She's also inside, one of the Toyota organizers as well here in the Philippine International Motor Show. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you with more future Toyota reviews. Let's play it one more time.